10 areas of my life I currently need to address, and which planners and notebooks I use to do that best. About some of those, I'm sure. Others, I have to think about a little bit more. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with backstage and move to center stage. So by that I mean things that I use at home and leave at home, things that I might not touch every single day, and go all the way up to the things that I do touch every day and carry with me, and I'm really clear about what I'm using and how I'm using it. So, number one, or nope, back that up, 10. We're going to do a countdown. So coming in at number 10 is my budget. Well, it's not budget. It's my financial notebook. I use this to chart I guess write down my bills. And I do want to improve in 2024 budgeting, because that's not something, I don't like it. And I'm bad at doing it. And I have to change that. I'm a big grown adult and I really need to change that. It's not that I've never written a budget, and of course I know what things I gotta pay and what I gotta do, but I could do it a lot better. I mean, it's really a thing. It's not just, fly by night and just pay this and then look at what's in your bank account. I mean, hey, a lot of us do it, and I can't not knock you because I have done it for years. It's kind of like dieting, eating healthy. You should do it. Sometimes you do it and you do it pretty good for a while and then you kind of fall off. And that's kind of how I am with budgeting. I wish I was one of those people that naturally from day one has always budgeted and had it all together, but that is not me. But I can tell you all about the importance of it and recommend you to people to help you, and we can brainstorm and go through the different things that you can do to help improve your habit of budgeting, your spending habits, right? And some of those things I know but don't always apply to myself, but I definitely can help get you to that point where you're doing the things that you need to do. I am in no means a financial advisor, but definitely I know the number one place to start is writing things down, right? Creating that budget, whether it's on paper or digital. So here I have had many different happy planners. That's a little bit, or pretty much where I came in at. I kind of discovered discbound planning through Tool, and then, or really notebooks, because Tool has notebooks. So just this itself I discovered through Tool, and then when I went on to get a planner, that's when I discovered Happy Planner. So I have all different covers. So this is kind of a I don't want to say a mutt, but it's just kind of put together. It's not even Franken planning because it's just put together. So I'm just gonna show you briefly. These are inserts or monthly dashboards from other old Happy Planner big size or letter size planners, and what I did was, I think I figured out that September was a good month to show you, even though I do like the dashboards. The one thing about Happy Planner is on the back of their dashboards is the first half of the month of the calendar. So, like for instance here. So this is just right on the back of here, so you can't really do anything with it except for this. I printed out this month on one page, and I was gonna glue it, but then I realized that I might want to still use this same insert again next year, so I just went ahead and left it not glued, and I really meant to kind of like clip it. As a matter of fact, I have these little tiny clips that I was thinking, what am I going to do with these little tiny things? They came in one of my jeans agenda boxes, but this would be perfect to just clip this page together and be unobtrusive. And then here, I create my own sheet. I'm terrible at cutting, so big size works for me because I just print it out on a piece of paper and punch it like I did with this. And this is just a little bit of a heavier weight paper. And I put over here the list of the things I have to pay, and I have a column for what bank account I used to pay it out of, because that was really how this got started. Was I would pay something out of one account thinking I paid it out of another account, and that would get all messed up. So I wanted to write down what account I used and the date that I paid it, and it's a list that's in my Word, in my documents. I print it out every month, and it just tells me the date that the things are due. So I can leave this on my desk, and each day I go to my desk and I look and I know, okay, this is due, and I pay it. I write down the date I paid it. I write down the bank I use and the amount, and then I go back and look and see when it cleared and check it off. So that is kind of my system right now. I have this pocket. This is meant for like receipts, or if I pay something that I want to print a confirmation, I put it in here, and then at the end of the year I would take it out and put it in my folder that I keep for the year. So that is what I do, and I do want to add this and adapt to this a little bit, that I'm doing more than just keeping track but also budgeting. So I'm going to be looking for some downloads that I can use, or I might make my own, to write down, income, what's coming in, what I'm paying, and so forth. And definitely one of my intentions for 2024 is to create a planner budget. So that means that when that new release comes out, if there's not money that's already in the budget, we're not doing that, okay? And so I'm not gonna do a no buy, because I know, just like dieting, that doesn't work, right? Because I'll just feel bad, I'll fall off at some point and spend some ridiculous amount of money. But for 2024, I want to be intentional. I know what I need. I know what I don't need. I know what stickers I like. I know what I don't like. And so, therefore, I don't have to waste any money buying something that I don't use. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have to spend some time in 2024 going through the things that I have and destashing and deciding whether or not I even need to keep them, because they haven't ended up being used. Even if I like them, just like my clothes, even if I like them, if I'm not wearing them, there's no sense in keeping them. Okay, so that was number 10. Coming in at number 9, another big planner. Now this, again, I had this cover from a Happy Planner notebook. I think it's so beautiful. I think it's called Le Fleur. I think they even have a planner, a sticker book for it. So I was happy to be able to use this cover. I love these gorgeous discs. As you can see, they're on the biggest expander disc that Happy Planner has, and I use this for research and notes. So basically, I keep this in my room, and when I'm watching any video or when I want to try and find information about something for my business, I'm reading a book, or I'm listening to a podcast, this is where I can put notes. Now I'm fiddling around with this and working on how I want to do this or keep this. So this is one of those things that I'm sure about using this book, this size book. It's just how I set it up or organize it is part of the question. So I've been playing around with it. I cut this out from an Oso paper calendar, and I thought this was beautiful, and I was thinking that I was monthly going to have a little bit of a setup, put my top priorities. Here's gratitude. I probably would put gratitude elsewhere, so I might use this for something else. I put this in here. So this is kind of the monthly planner, but it's a digital download of it. And I was thinking that I could list the different things I wanted to do for different projects I was working on. I'm not sure that that's exactly the right thing. So like I said, this is kind of a work in progress as far as anything keeping track of tasks or the month. So I did put this, I have these old pages. I have so many pages from Happy Planners that I haven't used. And I was going to keep track of what I was doing each day for my business. So the goal is that each day I spend some time working on different areas for my business, different things that I have to get set up and different things that I need to write. So I was playing around with using this big dashboard setup, and so I'm not sure if that's what I'm going to do going forward, but I have the monthly in here, and I might continue to do that so I can track what I've done. But mostly it's just a place where I'm just jotting down notes and keeping track of different people that I've seen and watched and information they gave me, and just kind of a brain dump. And it stays in my room, doesn't go anywhere. It's big and heavy, but it stays in my room, and I use this when I'm sitting at my desk. I have a desk in my room, or sometimes I'm sitting in bed watching a video and I'm like, oh, that's a good point. Oh, I want to expound on that. Oh, let me jot that down. That's what this is. Okay, so that just has to be refined, but will remain in that same format. Okay, so coming in at number 8. Now this I have never shown on my channel before. This is, I think, pocket size, or is it passport size? I can't remember. I think it's pocket. Yes, it's pocket size. And I just fell in love with the idea of using this pocket size planner cover as a wallet. So I don't even know what's in here. Okay, so yeah, so I have it set up. I got this insert. Oh, there's a card, we can't see it, from Gallon Leather, and it has, of course, the plastic insert to wallet insert, a cloth wallet insert, and I discovered and went crazy for this planner. This is a Nolte 1180. I didn't really use it. It didn't turn out like I thought. The layout was a little different than this, but I wanted to have this in my purse so that, let's just say you're at the doctor, you need to make another appointment, or you know, I'm away, I'm having breakfast with the girls and we're planning a trip. You know, I could go here and I have a little calendar on me. Of course you have one on your phone, but I like to write down to different ideas or thoughts that we have about when we might go somewhere, or what we might, or where we might want to go, or anything like that, where you're just only having your wallet with you, not your planner, and you want to jot something down. And then this later, if I write something down, like a date for the month, like, oh yeah, we're going to do that when? Okay, I jot it down here. When I get home, I can then merge that into my personal planner, but I always have a place to write. I just love the compactness of it, and I love having all of these different compartments to put things. So, for 2024, boom, there it is. The Sterling ink. This is actually the planner, not a notebook. So hold on for 1 second. Just open it out, and this is pocket size. And I did get the horizontal layout. I really love that. I think it's just awesome. It's just the right size, just to jot down any kind of notes. It could just be anything where I don't have my personal planner with me, and I just need to write down. It could be something that happened, it could be something to remember, it could be just looking, like I was saying before, about something that we want to plan that when I'm with, friends or whatever, and then later that could be merged into my personal planner. So in 2024, I'm just gonna replace that. It fits in there well, and I will be carrying that with me. So that is the wallet. I don't call it my everyday carry really, because basically I do carry my personal planner with me at least 5 days a week when I go to work. So, but I guess it could be considered an everyday carry if you wanted to. Either way, this is going to be my wallet, and this is what will go with me in my purse. Okay, and don't worry, I know us ladies have a tendency to carry a lot of stuff in our purse and make it really heavy. This is, like I said, mostly my purse that does carry a lot of stuff. That purse like that mostly only goes with me to work. Like if I'm just going out on the weekends or running errands, or I might bring the purse with me, but if I get out to go in the store, I'm just grabbing the wallet. I'm not grabbing my whole purse and doing that with my shoulder. No, that's a little bit much. So there's that. And then coming in at number 7. Now, what I currently use is an Aura Estelle Weeks, but what I'm going to use in 2024. Take a note, and this is the A6 size. Okay, I've already opened it. I don't know about you, but when I get stuff like, I can't wait for y'all. Sorry, I got to open it right then. So anyway, here is the A6 Take a Note. Now, what I typically am doing with this is from day to day, I am writing down what I spent. And let's say that I do pay a bill or something when I'm away from my financial notebook or budget notebook, and I just want to not forget to write it down there, or like I said again, what bank I paid it out of, I will jot that here. And in the weeks, it just was 1 day per page in the RSL weeks, and I'll show you that when I set this up. But also, as you probably know, for Take a Note, it has a weekly overview here, and if I know that there's a payment coming up, like some auto payments, then I'll write those in here. Okay, so kind of keeping track of what all went out that week. So that I have this cover for, which I had gotten some time back. It's by Apple Pay, and I had a whole different thought process of what I was going to use it for, but it turns out it fits this Take a Note perfectly. And again, I can carry this with me from day to day, so I have it to write down what has been spent for the day, and hopefully there'll be a lot of blank lines. I mean, nobody ever says that about a planner, but in this case, I hope that there's lots of days that I really don't spend. Okay, but either way, I love Take a Note. I haven't had the A6 before. I've had the A5 before, and this year when I placed my order, I couldn't resist checking out how cute this was, and I really even had no idea what I was going to use it for. And not a person to really do that. I have tried many a planner, but I've never ordered one without the thought, okay, I'm going to use it for this. But Take a Notes are very reasonably priced, and so and they sell out too. So I just went ahead and placed that order, and then later I thought, okay, instead of ordering another Orestelle, I'm gonna give this Take a Note a try for that purpose of tracking my daily spending. Okay, so trying to move along here so I don't keep you all day. Coming in at number 6 is my business notebook or business appointments and brain dump. So as I'm going along, I'm always thinking of ideas and brainstorming about things for my business and things that I want to do. Or I may go to a seminar or a meeting that I want to take notes at. So in this notebook, which this cover is, I don't know why I stuck this sticker in here. From Gallon Leather. Cute sticker. Okay. Now I lost track of what I was saying. Jeez, when you get old, let me tell you. Okay, so basically I was saying that, yeah, I want to take notes. So I have this half a year Stalogy. I have so many different things that I just put on the shelf that I wasn't using. I started out using this for something else, and I said, okay, this is good to carry with me, to take notes, or if on lunch break, checking out video, or I'm thinking about some thought occurs to me, or something I hear promotes an idea, I can write it here. And then I have the A5 taken, and that I've been using to track any kind of business meeting or any appointments that I may have with a client. Okay, so that's what I use that for, and I keep that together. When I set it up for 2024, I will do a separate video. As a matter of fact, this is going to be the start of a series. So each of these 10 that you see me presenting to you, I'm going to come back with a video. Some may not be that long because it's not that in-depth like my notebook. Maybe I might do that together with another video. Like maybe I might do that research notebook with this because they kind of go together. But I will set them up. Some things are going in new covers, and some of these, like I have an A5 for this, but I also had ordered Sterling Inks A5, so I'm not sure now which I'm going to use. So that's one of the things that I'm not so sure about. So we'll come back to that in a separate video, and hopefully by that time I will have decided, or maybe I'll get your help deciding what to do. Either way, both of those are A5s, so I know I'll be using an A5. I just have to figure out which one will work best for what I want to do. Okay, so we are up to number 5, my wellness journal, and that has went through the gamut. Okay, so this year, 2024, I'm thinking that I'm going to use these self-care inserts, and I tried them this year in a classic size because when I saw them, I thought, these are great. This is kind of exactly what I need. It would be a little different for me because right now, shamefully, I do not work out. I do hope to get back to walking. I used to do that regularly, and I definitely want to incorporate that back into my daily routine. But for right now, what I do track, and even if I did, I might just write down 30-minute walk. That's it. I don't do any other kind of workout at the moment. I hope to be able to do that sometime soon, but I figure at least if I can walk, that's getting me the exercise I need. And hopefully in a few years things are going to change. My 9 to 5 is not going to be blocking me from doing all the other things I want to do, and I can get more of a workout in besides walking. But what I do track each day is what I eat. This column I would change to sleep. I really kind of started out there with, my sleep, we get older, my sleep has changed. So I really want to write down how much sleep and how I slept. And then here I try to write down how I physically feel. There's some symptoms of things that I like to keep track of, and monitor, so that when I'm talking to my doctor, I can explain, how long I've been feeling, what way, and what exactly is the situation. Here they have a place to track habits. Only thing that I know I want to track my water intake. I track when I take my vitamins. Maybe I would put the walking here, or something to that effect. So this layout is really great. I only had got it in classic size because they had ran out of half letter, but I think that going into 2024, I have this tool cover, and I think that I will use that same layout I just showed you. I did end up getting it in a half letter, and I think that's what I'll be using for my wellness. Okay. Again, I will probably do a brief video on setting that up, or I might include it with another journal, like my personal journal, which is going to be this. This is a B5 Stalogy, and I just got kind of interested in it, of course, watching some other planner and journaler in our community, and I said, ooh, this is just kind of like a regular composition notebook, but it's Stalogy paper and the grid. And I really like to decorate, especially in my personal journal. I feel like I can be really creative, almost like a creative or art journal. And so I figure I can have more room to put down whatever stickers I want and to write. And I'm going to talk to you more about how I'm going to use my personal journal, and probably I'll link that up with the video with the wellness journal. So, or I might do all of my journals together because there's one more coming. And so this is, like I said, the B5 Stalogy. This is a Kikuyo cover, same as the cover for my business and notes. This is Kikuyo, which I love because it has room for other things. Like, I might not end up using that space with a personal journal, but you could put a whole nother notebook here on this flap, and then there's also back here, and then there's a place that you can put other things. Those may or may not get used for stuff with my personal journal, but I just like the cover. It's nice and flat, and there's pockets here too, and it was very reasonably priced, so I like that. And I could put my pen here. And that was number 4, my personal journal. So now, here come the big dogs. We are down to the top 3. As you know, or may know if you've been here before, and I can find it. Oh, there it is. Here is the beautiful, gorgeous half letter. Okay, so I'm a huge fan of VJ. I admit, I've fangirling. I've met her a couple times. She's awesome, and her products are awesome. I love this cover. I have another. If you've been following me, I have more than one other. But if you've been following me, you saw my beautiful pink croco. I love that. And I didn't think that I could love anything more. And here is this beautiful, I believe the color is called Mulberry, Saffiano cover. It is gorge, okay? This I use for work. Alright, I have just the inside pocket set up. I have a, what do you call that? I can't think. But I'm going to, laminate. I have a laminating machine, but I also remembered picking up, and I gotta find where I put them, picking up some like self laminators, like you can just put it in and cut it. And I think I'm going to do that for this because I really like this card, and it's starting to fray here. So plenty of other videos about my half letter, but I use this for work. Currently I'm using, let me try to find a blank one. Oh, that's the dailies that I just got. don't have a blank one in here. Why? Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm using the cloth and paper insert. So for here, basically I am able to note certain things that might happen on that day, hours worked. There's just a couple of different things I use that particular calendar for, and then I have this to jot down the things that happened on the job during the day, or things that I completed or did. And here's a to-do space, and then I have the monthly inserts in the back for which I can write down upcoming events, and I only write work things in here. Now you may say, well, you have 2 monthly, but the weeklies came with the monthly calendar, and I had ordered these, and I like the fact that I can keep the months together, so I can always just go right here and write down upcoming events. Okay, so we stopped somewhere along the way here. I'm not exactly sure where we stopped, but I'll get it figured out when I edit. So we were up to number 2, which is the personal planner, the standard TN, and this currently I have it in this cover by Primer Marketing. I had gotten it off of Amazon. It's one of those things I got kind of pushed aside when I was trying some other planner, but I have come back and found that I really love to be in the standard TN, especially since I have utilized initially a Hobonichi Avec cut down to standard size. After trying cutting down the Stalogy to standard size, so I still have a few Stalogies cut down to standard size, I found that I really love it. It gave me both things, the beautiful paper and the standard size, opposed to the smaller TN inserts, which I had a little bit of a harder time with. I love the size, but like just staying open, and of course the beautiful paper, right? So now I saw that Catherine was going to do it, so I didn't have to cut it and make the beautiful standard TN, and so that's what I've ordered for 2024. In the meantime, when I discovered that I was going to be able to get my TN already, or rather get a setup like the Hobonichi Avec already cut down. I'm trying to get this out the wrapper. Oh, okay. Already cut down, or already the right size. I was so thrilled. I had this A5 undated common planner, and I went ahead and had it cut down, and so that is what I am currently using. Okay, so you see I set up the month. Every week I go and set up my week, and then I set up in the back daily. At some point I used the whole page. Now I'm using half a page. Okay, and I love this. I love this. I have one insert from the Travelers Company that I just have in there just in case. Random thoughts or ideas, or a place where this is what I have and I want to take notes. I have that there. You know, and I just love the setup. I got this beautiful card in here from Anika's Creative Closet, and I had decorated this craft folder, so I've been keeping that with me. I got this card. I think this is Gold Mine Cocoa, and so I just love the setup. I love the Travelers Company clip, and I'm looking forward to using my beautiful standard TN in the vertical layout in 2024. So definitely there will be a setup video for this. I have a couple of, well, at least one new cover, a couple of inserts, a couple of things to show you as I set this up and put this together, and I am excited for it. Alright, so coming in at absolutely number 1, my prayer journal. Okay, so I always say first things first. The first thing I do in the morning is say good morning and glory to God. Thank you for another day. Thank you for letting me sleep well through the night. And I go and spend time in His Word. This is what I'll be using for 2024. It's so funny how, you're looking at the different products and trying to figure out what you're going to use. And sometimes I wake up and it's like, oh, that's what I could do for that. Because currently, right now, I am in a Hobonichi, which is around here somewhere. I'm telling you, I got too much stuff. But anyway, I use A5, which you probably, if you've followed me at all or follow me on Instagram, you've seen the Hobonichi setup. So, of course, one of the reasons why we're really excited about the Sterling Ink planners is we can get Hobonichi style layout without all the color, without the quotes at the bottom, just nice and neutral. So I always change the layout of my Hobonichi. I sound like this because I'm looking around me for where did I lay my current prayer journal. And I know I brought it in here, but hold on a second. Okay, so I found it. Sheesh. Too much going on. Yes, definitely one of the big plans for 2024 is, now that I know what I'm using and how I'm using it, is to just go through my room, declutter, and reorganize. Okay, so here is what I'm currently using, my A5 Hobonichi Avec. For the cover, I love this. This is a insert in here that I will take out and add to the new notebook, but I'm using my Hobonichi in this way. You might have seen this before, where I write down the verse of the day here, then I write it out here, and then I use the pages in the back to write prayers, thoughts, letters to God, however you want to say it. That's what I do with my Avec. So as you can see, I change the layout. Sometimes I use it in its original form, but I write this way. I write horizontally instead of vertically. But I always have to go in, well, I don't have to, but I go in and I decorate, and I always change like where the date is, and I don't use it in its original format. So it finally occurred to me, if I'm gonna do this, I can just do this in a plain notebook, opposed to in the Hobonichi where I'm kind of working to cover up stuff. I even here I even go over with whiteout, which really isn't a big deal. I have this great whiteout correction pen from Jot. I need to find some more. That I just sit here and do it. It's kind of relaxing. I'm watching another video or whatever, and so that it works. But of course, that's going to be so much easier in just a plain notebook. And so I got Sterling Ink's A5 notebooks. I love that beautiful blank page. Even giving me some markers at halfway points. Love it, love it, love it. And so it'll be so easy to set up the way I set up in here and not have to worry about covering up stuff. I love using date headers and date dots, so that is going to be ideal for me. And then I remembered she has the booklets, and so I just ordered a booklet to put in here so that I can still write my verse for the day here, and then I can write it out in however I set it up for the week here. And then my original thought had been, before I realized, like, oh wait a minute, I can get everything I need from Sterling Ink, I was thinking I was going to use Astrology. And my original thought was, one of the things that happens with my Avec is the days are predated. And every once in a while, there's a day that I don't write in here. Or I'm out of town and I don't want to take my whole prayer journal with me, especially if I'm flying. I really don't want to carry it. I'm already carrying my personal journal, and I've thought all different things, like put another TN insert in there that I can use for my prayer journal. And I still have to figure out what I will take when I go somewhere, and I of course want to follow my same routine and get up in the morning and start with prayer. So I still have to work that out. But the problem was that in this book it left blank pages. So now here, with just having pages that are not dated, if I don't write that day, I don't write that day. So I won't predate these pages. I will just date them as I go along. And so I first was going to just have one Stalogy and like put my setup for the week, and then behind that setup I would write daily. And if I didn't write one day, it wouldn't matter. There wouldn't be a blank page left. It would be rolling. But then when I got these books, I got the they're half a year, I guess. I decided, oh well, I'll just do my weekly scripture in here, and then in here is where I'll do my writing for whatever day, whether it's each day or whether I miss 3 or 4 days because I'm not here and I didn't want to carry it with me. That's fine. I can write in something else with me, and I don't feel like I have empty pages here. Also, and I guess I really could have just kept going and not had blank pages in between, but anyway, it is what it is. I finally figured out what I'm gonna do, and I have used blank pages to do setups like this. Like, I didn't write on either of these days. I put this in here, I wrote down a prayer, and I do like that, but I didn't want to pressure myself to do that, you know, every time I had a blank page. So I've just left them blank, which isn't a big deal, but I love the idea of not having to do that, not having to waste a page. So this is what is going to be my prayer journal in 2024. And again, when I do a little bit more setup, it's already kind of in the book it will be in, but when I am completing, that will be another video, or probably I'll do all my journals together, which would be my personal, my prayer, and my wellness journal will probably be one video, and then I will do my standard in another, and a few of the other ones. So there'll probably be a few more videos in what I will call a series of my 2024 lineup. So that is it. That's all 10 areas. And like I said, there's some things that are just absolute, which is like my half letter for work, my standard. I think my prayer journal is really set in stone. Other things I have to tweak the way they're set up, and still other things I am not sure. Like, for instance, the little pocket size here, I know it's going to have a lot of blank page. I don't have to use this all the time. But it does have a lot of pages for notes, and it's just small, and it wasn't like super duper expensive. So I don't mind. I just love the fact that I'll have it with me. And so there are some things that sometimes I'm like, how do I use this? But I really feel comfortable in the 10. It's just a matter of, like I said, maybe tweaking some of them, how I'm going to use it. Like, most especially my research and notes, I'm like, do I want to be tracking daily what I'm doing for that day? Because each day, my goal is each day to do some work on some aspect of my business. Or do I just want to keep that for notes and maybe write things that I do each day in the A5 that I'm also using to write appointments in? Not real sure. So those are things to tweak. But I do got down that for 2024, There's 10 areas. I got a 10 book lineup, and while it sounds like a lot, you can see that each area is purposeful. I don't carry 10 books around. I'm not writing in 10 books every single day. There's no pressure. There's things that I write in every day that I need to write in every day, and there's things that I don't. But everything serves a purpose. I'm really comfortable with where I'm at, and I'm really thankful for that. I don't know if I'll pick the word intentional for 2024, but I definitely want to be intentional. And with that, I just want to thank you for watching. If you've made it all the way to the top, number 1 out of 10, I thank you and I appreciate you. I hope I've given you some inspiration or some things to think about. If you've enjoyed the video, go ahead and give me that thumbs up, and go ahead and subscribe so you can see how all these things play out in 2024. I really look forward to any comments you want to drop below. Like, what are you using for 2024? What do you have firm and what are you still wondering about? Or are you totally firm? Are you laughing at me because I'm using 10 different books and you've just got one? Tell me what that one is. And what do you use it for? Do you just plan future events and to do, or do you track your workout or what you eat? So let me know below. It's a great community, and when we talk with one another, we give one another ideas, and it just helps us to be able to get our habits together and set routines, all of which can make us operate at our best. And if you just write it down, you can figure it out. That's what the therapy of planning is all about. Thanks, guys. Have an awesome week. Bye, tribe.